Okay. All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Hello, everybody. Okay, so long story short, we are in Massachusetts right now, starting a new travel nurse contract, but as many travel nurse contracts go, it didn't go to plan, and I'm at home. Basically, my contract got flipped all around, switched all around, and I'm starting next week. But Gabe is on his first day of orientation at the hospital, and I am just here chilling. So I'm going to do something to surprise him when he gets back. As many of you probably know, nurses work super long shifts. So he went there at 8 this morning. He's not getting done till 8 tonight. So I have a lot of time. And I'm also assuming he's going to be really hungry when he comes home. So I am going to attempt to make African fried rice. I have not ever done this before. But we were just in Dallas, Texas. And Gabe and his friend made African fried rice together. Mwah. Like, life-changing fried rice, let me just say. It should be the rave. But I kind of took note of what they were doing. I wrote some stuff down. It was delicious. Making African food, you just kind of have to go with it. It's a lot of spices. It's a lot of, it's up to your discretion what you do with it. But I'm going to take you along as I make it myself to surprise him. First things first, we do have to go to the grocery store and probably also the African market. There was a lot of spices put in this thing. So we're going to have to go see what we can find. We might improvise a lot. And then also go to the grocery store to get a few other things to put in there. But I'm going to make a quick smoothie first because you should never go to the grocery store hungry. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And then we're going to head to the store. They have these spices in like huge bottles, but they never put prices anywhere, so I'm like, what is this? I'm having like zero luck at all. I really didn't find what I had pictured in my head. I think I got some stuff that will work. Everything they had were in these like gigantic like spice things this big. I was like, I don't need that much onion powder for 3 months. So I got these like packets of seasoning instead of the shaker, like regular seasoning things. We got a beef flavored one, and then this one is ginger, onion, and garlic all together, which I did need all of those things, so now it's just all together. I hope it works out. I mean, it can't be bad. So there's a slight / major complication to my plan. Gabe just called and they told him that he can have a half day today. And because he's doing night shift, so they want him to come back tomorrow night and like the night after that, So he asked me to come pick him up right now, and I just got back from the grocery store. So surprise is botched. He's gonna figure it out. But I think we're going to make it anyway because I'll just make lots and he can bring it to work. But let me show you the grocery haul now. So this is what I picked up so far. So veggies are very important. We got carrots, bell pepper, corn, green beans, and then we have the beef and the shrimp. Beef and shrimp are like proteins that I don't normally buy, so I don't know if I got the right one, but we went with it. Got some spices here because we're in a new place and I don't have those. And then these again, which I got at the African market. And then of course, rice and oil, which I already have.
What are you doing?
All right, we are back. Gabe is taking a nap, but we are still gonna do this, and I'm gonna do it on my own. Okay, so the first thing that I am gonna do is to boil the meat and the shrimp. And apparently this is important to do first because the water from boiling the meat and the shrimp is what I'm gonna use to boil the rice. And that is apparently key in this recipe. So I'm going to put the meat and the shrimp into this pot, boil it all together, and I'm gonna put with that the seasoning that I got from the African market. So that is onion and garlic. I'm gonna put curry powder in there, and then beef flavoring and thyme. Do I know how much? No. I'm just gonna let the spirit lead me. Okay, this is what it looks like. It looks like a lot of seasoning, but that's what I thought last time, and it was amazing. So I'm just gonna mix this all together, add the water, and then figure out how to boil it. So according to Google, fill the pot so that it covers everything, and then 2 sources said 30 minutes. So that's what we're gonna go for, but we're gonna check along the way, okay? Here is the situation we got going. See? Now I'm gonna do the like thyme just sucking part of cutting all the vegetables. And I'm usually not a picky vegetable cutter, anything cutter person, but it was very much emphasized that all of the little things going into the fried rice have to be tiny and the same size. Just for like aesthetically pleasing eating. You don't want a giant chunk of carrot next to a tiny chunk of green bean. You know, I can appreciate it. So this is probably gonna take a while. Okay, wow. That onion like really made me bawl my eyes out a little bit. But that looked very fast. It took me 45 minutes to cut all of this. But here's the final product. I don't think I did it as cute as our friend did when she made it, but you know, I tried. Okay, I think our beef and shrimp are done. This is what it looks like, and now I just have to strain out the meat water. What y'all just missed was me making a giant mess of the dried rice everywhere, but it is fine. I measured out 4 cups because I figured if I have extra, I'll just have extra rice, and like we're working now, so meal prep is cool. But I'm gonna wash the rice now, which is important. You know, like growing up in the Midwest, we don't eat a lot of like rice. If we eat rice, it's like wild rice, which Gabe had never heard of. So like to make rice, to me, like they're like, just make rice in the pot. It's not something I like grew up doing or like eating often. So I'm gonna use my rice cooker because that's like the way I know how to do it. It's like the only way I know how to do it. I'm told the rice texture of this recipe is super important, which yeah, makes sense. But you don't want to like boil the rice so that it's soft, like to be ready to eat, because after we boil the rice, we're gonna fry the rice. So you don't want to put completely cooked soft rice and then fry it. Apparently it turns to mush and is gross. This is probably the part I am most nervous for. But I'm cooking it in my rice cooker, and I'm filling it so that the meat water, when I put my finger in to touch the rice, it comes up to like this first knuckle. So like just a little bit. But then I'm gonna put it in the rice cooker, and like the rice cooker will spin, and then it will give a number of like how much longer it has to cook. That's when I'm gonna open it. And then I am supposed to check it. Don't really know what I'm checking for, but we will let the spirit lead. Yeah. Okay, I'm prepping the spices for frying the vegetables. So in there, we're gonna do basil and ginger and some minced garlic that I buy minced. If you want to be really good, like mince your own, but. And then this is a secret of mine that I'm sharing. So this is a big deal. Maggi cubes. You can get these at any African, Asian, international market / store. You can also get them on Amazon. Maggi cubes. They will just, don't mind the squeaky sound that's the radiator, because we live on the East Coast. But I did take the rice out now. It beeped, it showed 10 minutes on there. I tested every 2 minutes, and then I took it out when there was 5 minutes left. And the rice is like, it's crunchy, but it's edible. That's why I took it out. So that's what we're gonna work with. And now I'm heating oil on the skillet, and we're gonna start frying the veggies. So while the oil is hot, I'm gonna put in, I think I'm gonna do half. But I just don't have a large enough pot, so I'm doing it in batches. Sorry, it is loud. But now into this is where we're going to add the minced garlic. And we're going to add the basil. If I opened it, oops. So now the veggies are like soft, but they still have a bit of a crunch. So I'm going to add in the rice and cook that for a while, and then I'll add in the meat. Cook that a little bit with it, and then we're going to put everything in this big pot just to combine it all. So this is the overall setup we got. This is the combined rice and veggies. The veggies that I still have to cook, the spices that I'm adding to everything, the rice that I got to mix together, and then the meat over here. Okay, this is kind of, I'm gonna break my tongue for sure. I'm happier with this now. This was a little bit of a crunch. I also let the rice kind of brownish on the bottom and get like crispy, which is up for debate if people like it, but I like it, and I'm making it. So. I did seek a teeny bit of counsel from Gabe, hence my husband, hence the true African cook, I guess. Would you consider yourself an African cook?
I wouldn't consider myself a cook, period.
He's not a cook, period.
In any time zone.
Okay, well, anyway. So what I did do to soften up the rice is I took like 1/3 cup of water and I put in the very bottom of the pot, and I am now having it covered and simmering for like 3 minutes. 1/3 cup of water, 3 minutes, just to soften it a little bit. But overall, it should soften through. Like, look at this. Well, I can't uncover it. But I made a lot. So this is going to be around for days. And, like, it's always better day 2 and 3. But it should also be soft. All right. Here you go. Moment of truth.
I like this pressure, honestly.
Critiques?
The rice is still a little bit hard, and maybe too much salt.
Too much salt!
A bit more salt that I would usually like. Apart from that, it's pretty good. It's delicious. Not that pretty good.
Delicious?
Mm-hmm.
You guys heard it here.
Is that all you heard?